Hi there. I'm putting together a series of posts on how to collimate a Saxon 200mm Newtonian telescope. I've watched a multitude of YouTube videos on the subject and I've found them lacking in the sense I can't visualise what is required. Yes, they say turn this and aim for a certain result, but that's the process. I'd like to know why. As with most things mechanical, the process is iterative. You do get results, but there's a lot of repetition. In a Newtonian telescope system, there are three main parts. 1, the tripod, 2, the primary mirror, and 3, the secondary mirror. I propose to treat all three of these objects as tripods and use the same method to set them up. Let's see how we go. For the purpose of this post, I'm going to use the word collimation for all three tasks that we have to achieve. In real life, you don't collimate a tripod. However, just bear with me and say that we are. A tripod has 3 legs. The length of each leg is adjustable. I'm going to call the top of the tripod the head. Levelling a tripod means that the flat of the head needs to be horizontal in all directions. To achieve this, a bubble level is mounted on the head. This provides you with a dynamic reference. The physical aim is to have the bubble centred in the black circle. Each leg has a clutch mechanism, allowing it to extend or retract. Now for the steps. First step. Look at the bubble level and see where the bubble sits. In this example, the bubble is touching the black ring on the left side, meaning that the head is not level and higher on the left. Second step. Find the leg that is closest to the deviation and reduce its length until the bubble is as close to the centre as possible. Third step. If the bubble is centred, the level process is complete. Fourth step. Go back to the second step and try again. Keep repeating this until the bubble is centred in the circle. You can always do the opposite. You can look at the bubble and locate where it is furthest away from the black ring. Then locate the leg in that direction and then reduce its length. Hello there and welcome back. Now we're going to try and collimate the primary mirror. This is really quite a simple function in principle. What you're really trying to do is align the axis of the mirror with the axis of the tube. When they are both the same, this step will be complete. To help you visualise the process, I've created this simple mock-up. The table represents the back of the telescope. The counterweight represents the mirror. The shaft represents the axis of the mirror. The whole purpose is to get that shaft vertical with respect to the desk. As you can see from this clip, you can see that the shaft can be moved in lots of different directions and take lots of different positions. But the position we're after is to have the shaft vertical. The way this is achieved is by the 3 screws at the back of the mirror. These adjust the angle of the mirror in respect to the table. By twiddling these screws, you can eventually get that shaft vertical. Then the job's done. I don't know about you, but I've found using the Cheshire collimator and a Phillips screwdriver in the other hand is just almost too big an ask. I can barely get my eye to the eyepiece and adjust the screw with the other. It's just so tedious and it's just terrible. I propose a different method. I propose that you upend the telescope so that it's sitting vertically with the mirror on the top. Adjust the telescope so that it's vertical. Place a bubble level on the mirror and adjust the Phillips screws until it is level, horizontal, almost exactly the same way as we did with the tripod. The way you use the screws is a little awkward. The way it works is that the screw pulls the mirror and the grub screw pushes the mirror. So the principle is to undo the grub screw, adjust the Phillips screw, and then tighten the grub screw. It's all a bit of a pain. You have to be careful because the Phillips screw is actually not very long, so don't get too adventurous. Well, that's all there is for part one. We've aligned the tripod, we've aligned the primary mirror, and now all that's left is to do the secondary mirror. And that's where things become difficult, because the secondary mirror requires a three-dimensional adjustment, unlike the other two. So I have to think about it and I'll get back to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this and maybe check out my second instalment. Thank you.